I caught her sexting her ex's wife. She said they were just friends, but her messages say otherwise. When I confronted her, she froze like I'd hit pause on her entire body. Her fingers hovered over the phone, still lit up with the messages I wasn't supposed to see. I could feel my heart in my throat, pounding so hard it made my voice shake when I said, "Friends don't send that." She didn't move, didn't even blink, just stared at me with wide eyes that looked too innocent for what I'd just read. "It's not what it looks like," she whispered, her go-to line whenever she got caught in something small. Except this time it wasn't about forgetting to pay a bill or deleting a notification. This was her telling another woman, her ex's wife, how she missed their connection and could still taste her skin. I grabbed the phone off the counter before she could lock it. "You called her beautiful," I said, scrolling through the thread like every word was cutting into me. "You said you think about her every night." And then I stopped, my stomach twisting at one of the photos I'd missed before. "You sent that." She tried to grab the phone, reaching out with shaking hands, but I pulled back. "Please, stop," she said, voice cracking. "It's complicated." "It's not complicated," I said. "You're sexting your ex's wife." It was a Sunday night, quiet, ordinary, until it wasn't. We'd been together almost 3 years. We'd just moved into a small apartment downtown, still living off takeout and unpacked boxes, still in that weird in-between where you feel both comfortable and uncertain about what comes next. I thought we were doing fine. She'd been distant lately, sure, but I chalked it up to stress. Work, family drama, the usual. She'd always told me she was still friendly with her ex's wife. They'd stayed close after her breakup, apparently, bonded over shared experiences, whatever that meant. I didn't think much of it. I trusted her. She said the relationship with her ex had been toxic, that his wife was the only good thing that came out of it. I figured it was harmless. They'd text sometimes, like old friends. Until that night. She was in the shower, and her phone buzzed on the counter. Normally, I wouldn't have looked, but the preview lit up with a message that stopped me cold. "I can't stop thinking about last time." Same dream again. I stared at it, heart pounding. My first instinct was denial. It had to be a joke, some weird inside thing. But curiosity, or maybe fear, took over. I opened the thread, and there it was. Weeks of messages, photos, inside jokes that weren't innocent at all. Late night, "I miss you" texts. Detailed descriptions of things they'd done before and wanted to do again. It wasn't one-sided. My girlfriend was fully in it, flirting back, telling her she still felt electricity when she thought about her. The worst part? The messages weren't hidden. No secret names or fake accounts. Just right there, like she didn't even care if I found them. When she came out of the shower, towel around her, humming like nothing was wrong. I couldn't even speak at first. I just held up the phone. Her smile faded instantly. "Where did you?" "You left it out," I said. She looked like she might faint. "Please, don't freak out. It's not what it looks like." "That's the third time you've said that," I said. "You want to try something else?" She wrapped the towel tighter around herself, avoiding my eyes. "We were just talking. It got out of hand." "Talking? You call that talking?" I said, scrolling again. "Miss your body. Wish I could see you tonight. That's talking?" She flinched. "I swear, nothing physical happened." "Yeah, because she lives in another city," I snapped. "You're only faithful because of geography." She sat on the edge of the bed, silent. I could tell she was searching for an angle, a way to spin this into something forgivable. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she said quietly. I don't know. I got caught up in nostalgia." "Nostalgia?" I said. "You're reminiscing about her skin, not a high school dance." Her eyes welled up. "You don't understand. That relationship was complicated. She and I, there was something real there. When she reached out, I thought I could handle being friends, but you couldn't," I said flatly. She nodded, wiping her eyes. "I know. I messed up." I wanted to scream, to throw the phone across the room, to say something that would hurt as much as I was hurting. But all I could do was stand there, numb. "Why her?" I finally asked. "Of all people, why her?" She hesitated, then said, "Because she got it. She was there for me when no one else was." "That's not love," I said. "That's dependency." The next few days were a blur. She kept trying to explain, sending long texts about how she needed to feel seen, how she didn't mean to cross the line. I didn't answer most of them. Every time I opened my phone, I saw her name, and my chest would tighten. Eventually, She showed up at my apartment unannounced. I didn't want to let her in, but I did. Old habits, I guess. She looked wrecked, dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed, wearing the hoodie I bought her last Christmas. I ended it, she said immediately. With her. I blocked her number. I told her it was wrong. Good for you, I said. That doesn't undo what you did. I know, she said, stepping closer. But I want to fix this. Please. I shook my head. You can't fix trust. Not like that. She started crying again. I don't even know why I did it. It wasn't about sex. It was emotional. That's worse, I said quietly. At least if it were just physical, I could write it off as a mistake. But you were in love with her. She didn't argue. After that, we stopped talking. She moved out a week later. I kept finding pieces of her. Hair ties, receipts, little notes she'd left around the apartment. Each one felt like reopening the wound. A month later, I got a message from an unknown number. It was her ex's wife, the woman she'd been sexting. She apologized, said she hadn't known we were still together, that my girlfriend had told her we were on a break. She said it wasn't supposed to get serious, that she'd been lonely too. I didn't know what to say, so I just typed, "Please don't contact me again." 4 weeks after that, I kept replaying everything in my head. Every conversation, every time she said she was just texting a friend. Every night, she turned her phone face down. I started realizing how many little red flags I'd ignored. How many gut feelings I'd dismissed because I wanted to trust her. The worst part? She'd warned me about this exact woman before. When we first started dating, she'd said, "My ex's wife still talks to me sometimes. Don't worry, we're just friends." And I believed her. Because who thinks that's going to turn into something? It's been almost 6 months now. I'm doing better, mostly. Therapy helped. So did cutting off all contact. But sometimes, out of nowhere, I'll think about that night. Her face when she got caught. How calm she was. And I realized something. She wasn't calm because she didn't care. She was calm because she'd already moved on in her head. I don't think she meant to destroy what we had. I think she just didn't value it enough to protect it. And that's what betrayal really is. Not the act itself, but the realization that someone could look at your love and still decide to gamble with it. So yeah, she said they were just friends. But her messages, those words, those photos, told me everything I needed to know. And I don't think I'll ever be able to unsee them.